Brian with Blackseed, thanks for joining. If it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. Check out some of my other videos. Car guy just like you, bagged custom trucks. We have some muscle cars we're working on, and a four-wheel drive. A little out of the ordinary, but that's coming along pretty quick. OBS and trucks, square bodies from time to time. So I just want to take a quick second and give a review of item that I recently purchased. That would be a imported steering column. You see them in Summit, you see them on eBay. They're just no-name steering columns that mimic the ones built in the USA by Flaming River or I Did It. They come in chrome, they come in black. Difference is you can probably buy them about half the cost. In this example, I think it's a shift on the column, my keys in the dash, but shift and tilt. It was probably $230, powder coated black. I thought, man, I'll give it a shot. I'm typically a Flaming River guy. Those columns are, $500, $600. If you go to an I Did It, something polished with tilt and shift on the column, you're probably $700. Now, typically, I don't cheap out on parts. I thought I'd give this one a try because I'm going, man, how much difference can there be in a steering column? The wiring's probably, 6 or 8 different wires for the turn signal. It has a tilt mechanism, has a shift mechanism. That's it. It stays stationary most of the time. So after something happened, now I threw this column in. It has been in here a while. They probably won't warranty it. I guarantee you here, right after this video, I'm going to go order a Flaming River because of the issue that I discovered. And so I started doing a little research, and I'll show you the issue here in a minute. Started doing a little research, and there was somebody else on YouTube that blew apart both columns. They blew apart, I think, and I Did It, and they blew apart one of the imports. And some of the parts are very similar, right? You basically have like a 1-inch double D shaft that runs down, and then you have your tilt mechanism, and that's where it changes. And your tilt mechanism to your main shaft that runs through the column, there's a ball, much like a ball and socket in your knee. That ball is the difference in the quality. So they were showing the ball in the tilt mechanism, and the one on the import looked like it was very grainy. It looked like a cast piece, right? It was a piece of plastic, very grainy, looked like it had a lot of weak point. Then you go over to one of the American-made columns, believe it was I Did It, and that joint looked like a machine part. Now it's still plastic, but very clean, looked very sturdy. Didn't look like there was any weak parts, right? So to me, I think that's what's happening here, and I think it's well on its way to breaking. One of the things I don't want to happen when I'm driving down the road is the joint that tilts it breaks, and then I have no steering capability at all. So, spend good money on brakes, spend good money on steering, right? You don't want to go crashing into a bunch of things and ruin your investment that you have to this point. So very much dislike this. I have used this for mock-up, and I scratched the hell out of the powder coat at the end, but I'm definitely going to go pop on a Flaming River, and I'll never do this again. I want to show you this. So a couple things I noticed right off the bat. The top of this, it has your park reverse neutral drive 2-1. One, the indicator is not even enough for 700 R4. That's fine as long as there's range and movement. That I don't know. The second thing is this top is cheap plastic, and they sent a couple screws with it to hold it into the housing. The screws were the same. The housing was drilled different, so only one of the screws went in. has a little indicator plastic piece that sets in the back. And dude, it just slides forward. It's just poor quality on the top side. I do have the tilt lever in right now. You know, so it's all the way in the forward position. No issues there. I'm guessing that's a weak joint. Really don't want to be driving down the road. And now it is taking a little pressure, but when I was putting the seat frame in and starting to fit my seat and everything, I grabbed the top of the wheel and it did that. And I'm like, well, that's supposed to be 2 positions. Now, I go up here, everything's solid, but the one position, which potentially driving position, it was pulling down. I've messed with this for like 2 hours. See right there. And everything's good. It's almost like the tilt doesn't always lock back in there. So you're even gonna have a steering wheel flopping around. Then I'm very concerned about the joint that's in the column itself. So you get what you pay for sure. And the column's pretty, except for the top. I mean, all this plastic junk just not looks, but it's not even held together. So like I said, only one side has a screw in it because they tapped this with the wrong screw. But in the back of it, check this out. I mean, I guess that's supposed to move crazy. I think it's supposed to fit up in here because I did have it latched in and then it just falls out. I mean, that's shiny. Tilt lever's shiny. I don't know. So, disappointing. Not putting on the linkage today or the neutral safety switch. We're waiting. So I'll show you what I do have for the shift linkage and neutral safety switch. I've used this several times. Works good. Unlike the column. Column's irritating, but we'll deal with it, right? A low-car shift linkage kit. This is really nice. Make sure you get it for your trans so that the piece that slides on here goes on to your transmission okay. A lot of the other stuff is pretty much adjustable, right? You get the rod and then Heim end, you cut this to length, and then you billet part. It's a real nice kit. I've used this several times. Works really good. Also, this neutral safety switch, I started going to this versus having it at the shifter, just in case I needed to get to it for any reason. I've had it on the shifter and ended up having to tear boots apart or whatever because a fitting came loose if I was on the road. This mounts to the oil pan. And then in conjunction with this, it has like a little fitting that's like a triangle and that runs off this piece. So as you shift, it just depresses here or whatever. Easy to get to, easy to service. So you don't have to get into your console, get onto the shifter to make all that work. All right, thanks. We're going to kind of go through and throw the shift linkage in, but that's not happening today. I don't know what we'll do with the column. It's not even worth giving away or anything. I mean, it's dangerous like that. So spend money on good parts. Thanks for watching.